Your mind feels like a browser with 50 tabs open, each one demanding attention, none getting finished. You tell yourself you'll focus tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes because the chaos follows you everywhere. The notifications, the noise, the endless stream of stuff that feels urgent but means nothing. Here's what nobody's telling you: you're not losing focus by accident. You're being hijacked by design. And until you understand how this game works, you'll keep spinning your wheels while calling it productivity. Why distraction has become your default operating system. Let's get real about something most people won't admit. You're addicted to distraction, and you don't even know it. Every ping, every scroll, every tab you open releases a tiny hit of dopamine that keeps you hooked. Your brain learned that checking your phone feels productive, even when it's destroying your ability to do actual work. And the worst part, you've normalized it. You think everyone lives this way, so it must be fine. But it's not fine. Research from the University of California found that it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully recover your focus after an interruption. 23 minutes. Now think about how many times you interrupt yourself in a single hour. You're not working. You're constantly rebooting your mental operating system. And every reboot costs you energy, clarity, and progress. Here's the brutal truth. Modern life is designed to fragment your attention into worthless pieces. Social media platforms hire neuroscientists to make their apps more addictive. Email systems train you to respond instantly. News cycles manufacture urgency where none exists, and you become a puppet dancing to strings you can't even see. You think you're in control, but you're just reacting to whatever screams loudest. The illusion runs deep. You feel busy, so you assume you're productive. You're in constant motion, so you think you're making progress. But busy doesn't equal effective. Motion doesn't equal direction. An activity without intention is just noise wearing a productivity costume. You're running hard but going nowhere because you never stopped to ask where you're actually trying to go. And here's what makes it worse. You've been taught that being available equals being valuable, that responding fast makes you important, that doing multiple things at once makes you efficient. All lies. Availability makes you accessible, not valuable. Speed without quality makes you sloppy, not impressive. And multitasking is just rapid attention switching that burns through your mental energy like a car with the gas pedal floored in neutral. Every distraction you allow teaches your brain that focus is optional. Every notification you answer trains your nervous system to stay alert for the next interruption. You're literally rewiring yourself for distraction, one mindless choice at a time. And then you wonder why deep work feels impossible. What happens when you stop protecting your most valuable resource? Your attention isn't just important, it's everything. Without it, you can't think clearly, can't create anything meaningful, can't build the life you actually want. Yet you give it away for free to anyone who asks, to apps that profit from your engagement, to people who don't respect your time, to tasks that don't move you forward. And every time you do, you're choosing distraction over transformation. Let me show you what this actually costs. When your attention is scattered, you make worse decisions. You miss opportunities that are right in front of you. You say yes to things you should refuse and no to things that could change everything. Your judgment gets clouded because you're operating in reactive mode instead of strategic mode. And reactive mode keeps you stuck in other people's agendas while your own dreams collect dust. The tech companies figured this out years ago. They know that if they can capture your attention, they can monetize it. So they build infinite scroll. They create variable reward schedules that work exactly like slot machines. They send notifications designed to trigger your fear of missing out. And it works, because you're fighting million-dollar algorithms with nothing but willpower. And willpower loses every single time. But here's what changes the game. Understanding that most of what feels urgent isn't. That email can wait 3 hours. That message doesn't need an instant reply. That meeting probably doesn't need to happen at all. When you stop treating everything as equally important, you start seeing what actually matters. And what actually matters is usually the thing you've been avoiding, because it requires real focus. According to research from Stanford University, people who regularly engage in heavy multitasking show reduced ability to filter out irrelevant information. Translation: the more you split your attention, the worse you get at recognizing what deserves your attention. You're training yourself to be bad at the one skill that determines your success. Think about that for a second. Most people won't tell you this, but you need to hear it. Nobody's coming to save your attention. No app will fix it. No hack will solve it. No system will protect it unless you decide it matters enough to fight for. Your attention is being stolen every single day, and you're the only one who can stop it. Why saying no is the most powerful productivity tool you're not using. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop trying to do more and start doing less. I know that sounds backwards in a culture that glorifies hustle and grind, but doing more of the wrong things just gets you to the wrong place faster. Real progress comes from ruthless elimination, from cutting out everything that doesn't serve your actual goals, from saying no so often that it becomes your default response. Every yes you give to something meaningless is a no to something that could matter. Every hour you spend on someone else's priority is an hour stolen from your own. And every time you let distraction win, you're voting for a future where you never get the results you want. Your choices are either building momentum or killing it. There's no neutral. The hardest part isn't identifying what to eliminate. It's actually eliminating it, because cutting things out feels like loss. Saying no feels uncomfortable. Disappointing people feels wrong. But here's what they don't tell you. The discomfort of saying no once is nothing compared to the pain of living a life where you never get to what matters because you said yes to everything else. Right now, today, you need to make a decision about what gets your focus and what doesn't. And here's your first action step. Identify the one project, skill, or goal that would create the biggest positive change in your life if you actually completed it. Not the easiest one, not the most comfortable one, the one that matters most. Write it down. Then for the next 14 days, that becomes your non-negotiable priority. Before checking social media, before responding to emails, before anything else tries to steal your morning. This isn't about finding more time, it's about defending the time you have. 30 minutes of undivided attention beats 3 hours of distracted effort every single time. Because in those 30 minutes, you're actually creating something. You're moving forward. You're building the life you want, instead of just managing the chaos you've allowed. Stop waiting for the perfect moment when everything aligns and distractions magically disappear. That moment doesn't exist. There will always be noise. There will always be interruptions. The difference between people who break through and people who stay stuck is simple. One group protects their focus like their life depends on it, because it does. Focus. What's the one thing you'll commit to cutting from your life this week to reclaim your attention? Drop it in the comments. Hit that like button if this hit home, and subscribe for more real talk about building a life that actually matters. How to build unstoppable momentum through strategic elimination. Knowing what to do means nothing if you don't do it. And here's why most people fail at this. They confuse intention with action. They think wanting to focus is the same as actually focusing. They believe planning to eliminate distractions is the same as eliminating them. But intention is just a pretty thought until you back it with behavior. And behavior is where most people fall apart. Real focus demands sacrifice. It means choosing immediate discomfort over long-term regret. It means doing the hard work when your brain is screaming for easy dopamine hits. It means sitting with resistance instead of running from it. And that's why most people never break through. They're not willing to feel the temporary pain of discipline because distraction feels safer, even though it's slowly destroying their potential. Here's what happens when you actually commit to protecting your focus. Results compound. Each focused hour builds on the last. Each completed project increases your confidence. Each time you choose depth over distraction, you strengthen that neural pathway. And eventually, focus stops being a struggle and starts being your default mode. But you have to push through the transition period where everything in you wants to quit. Now, here's your second action. Create a stop doing list. Write down every activity, habit, and commitment that's stealing your attention without delivering real value. Meetings that waste time, content that numbs your brain, conversations that drain your energy, people who take without giving. Get specific, get honest, then start systematically eliminating them from your life. This list matters more than your to-do list. Because your to-do list tells you what to add. Your stop doing list protects what you've already got. It's a filter that catches time wasters before they infiltrate your calendar. It's a boundary that says your attention isn't available to everyone for everything. And it's the difference between reactive chaos and intentional progress. Look, nobody's going to hand you focus. Nobody's going to protect your time for you. Nobody's going to tell you what deserves your attention and what doesn't. You have to claim it. You have to defend it. You have to treat it like the limited, irreplaceable resource it actually is. Because once today's attention is gone, it's gone forever. You can't get it back. You can only choose better with what's left. The clarity you're searching for exists right now. It's just buried under layers of noise you've been tolerating for too long. Cut the noise, protect the signal, and watch what happens when you finally use your attention for what it was meant for. Building something that lasts. Transform. What's going on your stop doing list first? Comment below, smash that like button, subscribe for more content that cuts through the BS, and share this with someone who needs to hear it right now.